Song.
Yes.
I want to hear your side of the story. Kaveli told me a crazy story about we really love this place.
Off camera or off camera?
On camera.
On camera.
I was actually telling the story the other day. Yes, but let's hear which one is yours.
No, let's hear it from you.
No. Maybe it was a different story. It was afterwards.
No, he said you guys were high as fuck.
He said it.
Why is that shocking? It's episode number 300 what?
Yeah.
58?
68.
68,
Why
yeah.
is that? As soon as Mesh said that, ZWAI is like, hey.
Like, you.
Yo, it means look get off.
Yeah.
No, we've been rocky, man. We've been rocky.
Yeah, man. Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the legendary Mr. ZWAI Bala from TKZee.
Fontaine.
Yeah? Is it TKZee Fontaine?
No,
Oh, okay. Yeah. You know, it's always amazing when we chill with legends such as yourself. Because I'm in the belief that you guys, your generation was the best. Like, I wish I was around and born when you guys, like, you started popping. Because the stories I hear about what you guys were getting up to is insane.
It's true rockstar stuff.
Yes. These guys got away with murder, bro. Mm-hmm. You can't do the stuff that you guys were doing now. Oh, they'll cancel you now. Oh, you can't.
The stuff you guys get up to now.
Camera phones.
Yes.
Like, imagine if you guys had camera phones and people recording you guys whenever you get up to stuff. Girls were posting about you on Twitter, going live on Instagram without you knowing. You can't now.
Okay.
Cancel culture. You can't now.
I mean, the video that SK dropped, right? That's just a random Tuesday for Mr. ZWAI Bala.
There was no way you're going to see that in 1998.
You see.
At TV, because I guess Instagram was equivalent to TV. No?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm still like gobsmacked.
So do you think our generation is better than your generation?
Better in what way?
In terms of like rock starness.
Yeah, the guys at the top who are popping now, the rock star level.
Yeah.
You know, when they like, it's a wild night out for an A-lister.
Yes.
You guys, it's just the same stuff. It's just excitement. And, you know, you guys will do what you need to do, and it depends who's crazier than whoever, you know, who's caught up in their idea of what it's all about, you know.
Yeah.
This stuff just keeps repeating itself, you know, in different ways.
Describe to me a wild night out with you back in the days when you guys, TKZee was at the top.
Shibobo.
Yeah.
Like that level.
Like, all right, I'm at your house now. Let's go out. What's happening?
Oh, we're in Paris now to see Benni. You know, it's a wild night out.
Netherlands.
It was an ex-Amsterdam.
Yeah, that's where they shot the video.
Yes.
Yo, guys, that was actually a terrible experience. But I think one of the days that there were 2 days that I realized, like, okay, this stuff is hectic, you know? Because it was actually Kabelo that told me, I didn't know that you were, like, big, whatever, you know? Kabelo says, like, I remember in the middle of Rocket Street, Ati, Bafetu, you saw you 3 in the middle of the street. Yeah. Guys, we're big, eh?
Where's that? Where you at?
Yeovil.
Yeovil. Yes.
So I'm like, okay, yeah, no, we've just been working, performing. So I thought, let me taste this good tea. Am I now where I used to dream? Because I've even lost my dream now, you know, I'm just working. Yeah. I thought, one day I just want to walk on just for myself, because I'm not that guy, Yeah. So and just turn my head and see if that works like Michael Jackson did.
Just stand still, just turn the neck.
When I went, Chonga, what you under die?
Hey, it's a rap.
That's a rap. That's a rap. Yeah.
And then from Yeovil, when you go overseas, same reception, you're like, we are gone.
Yeah, look, I mean, like in Lusaka, I remember, like, dude, we had like this most hectic escort I've ever seen for TKZee.
Whoa.
Like, it's like head of state was in town. I remember some of the, like, 1 or 2 promoters were traveling with us in our vehicle. And I was just checking. And whenever we go and perform, even on the continent, like we do a proper international act duration, like 2 hours, you know. Thank God it's not the days when we only had 3 songs left. I'm trying over 6 times. And then they what? My child is okay. That's my child food. So I mean, like there was these escorts and like the cops, the what, like very hectic, you know. And I asked the promoter, one of the guys, I'm like, dude, how much do you think we've sold here? You know, like he's like, at least like 500,000, like, you know, like when you
500,000.
Listen, like he was like 250,000, whatever. But someone, it's like, but you guys are the, you know, your stuff is what. Then we went to Tanzania, I think, on the same trip, and we checked like the CDs there, like Jongati telling Vaseline that you are so like the way it's been so pressed, you know, because of the, you know, the piracy, you know, and there's just like copies that where we don't even recognize our faces, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And
which album is this? Which album is popping?
I mean,
at
like
this
by the time, Halloween.
Yes.
So yeah, man, and the one time I think the one day I almost died. I think we're in Durban. Sipo Kumed. No, it was like, but something that was a king as well. Someone just singing and getting like, you know, it was the formalities earlier on, and then after lunch, then the band started performing. You know, King's Park, whatever.
Yes.
Like Masters.
Yes.
So singing, Machitaka like, yo, come on, you know. But now like it was like hit. And then some said, no, about Pambeni. By Sunday, like Vupu, so when I check with the field in, and then Kabelok says, come, hey. Listen, Joe, like, and by the time Speaker Boma fiasco, Jonga, like the people were going mad, breaking like these, you know, these security gates. We couldn't see the security anymore. The next thing I look behind me, like one guy comes in from there, and then 2 guys from that side. I'm like, and who's going to stop this? Yeah. I couldn't see the guys. People were just like on top of us. I was like, ish, my dreadlocks, guys.
And you're professional. You got to keep on performing. You're not going to leave the stage.
They can't see me.
Yeah.
I'm like, ow. But how gonna get out of here? Because people were like, they had lost their minds.
It's literally a 360 because right now, I don't know if you've been following the Piano Kids. They are literally going through what you guys went through.
Yeah.
But now, obviously, because there's cameras, they can document it, and you can see like on Instagram.
Yeah.
Because like now, like fuck, man. What's her name? Kamumpela's in Morocco. The guys
in Portugal.
They were out in Portugal.
Yeah. Keys.
Uncle Waffles is in Dubai.
Yeah.
And they're pushing piano, which is similar to Kwaito.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
It's beautiful,
it's
right?
It's the same thing. I think South Africa is a beautiful country, man. And at one point I was like worried, like, yo, what is our future gonna be like? But until I saw like one of the river, I was like telling, I was like, yo, this is so dope from a concept point of view to like to production to the talent. To, I was like, no, you know what? We're in good hands.
Why were you scared that we're not in good hands?
No, man, because like, you know, I felt that, but then again, they say youth is wasted on the young, you know?
Yeah.
That we don't know how much power we have. When they say, people don't realize what that means, you know, what that power is. And here you have people that have like 2 million people following them, like 2 million people are ready to hear whatever you're going to say.
100%.
Literally.
You know?
At any given
governments and the biggest corporations in the world, like they pay millions of dollars for that attention.
Yeah.
And you have it like right there. And when are you going to talk about, I don't know, whatever, you know, the rims.
Yeah. New handbag.
Or rimming. If it's not rims, it's rimming.
You know? It's not even like an example. It's there.
It's there. I'm not making it up.
True story, facts.
You know? Yeah. So, but I mean, we've got people we've got a generation that is questioning, and it's where it should be, and this is what it looks like. So I stopped going, this is what it is. This is what South Africa is today, having gone through everything. This is what it looks like after everything.
Who are you fucking with, piano-wise? Like, who reminds you of you, musically?
Hey, man, I've been enjoying the guys,
I've got a name in mind, but I want you to say.
Yeah,
I've got a name.
I've
also,
mind.
yeah.
Okay.
There are not many very musical, cats in the piano space.
Who's that?
Kabza the Small.
Yeah.
I don't want to
Kabza
be
the
like
Small.
too obvious, because it seems like everyone talks about Kabza.
Nah.
Yeah. No, you know what that means for me is, when it comes to music, it's like a lot of things. Like, they given this qualification, who's better, like everything is like this, and it's not really how to look at things. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. People just, as long as they're good enough to just carry on. Well, like, that's what DJ Cleo once said to me. He said, I used to have this poster when he was still at school of TKZee. I was like, Eskela?
Yeah.
I'm like, at school. I'm like, yo. So, and that's what he just listens to TKZee. But then when I listen to his stuff, it's like, what Shibobo did is that it said, you can be musical, but as long as you feel good about it, you're confident about it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And that was your idea, Shibobo, ne? Like musically, like
the idea.
Yeah.
Well, Shibobo, as a concept, but I mean, we're told that about Benni McCarthy being overseas and having scored all those goals and so on. So they want to connect him to the fans here. So guys, to be really cool, Lance McCormack from BMG at the time.
Yeah.
Guys, to be cool if we can do a track with this guy, to introduce him to his fans, and plus, Bafana entering the World Cup for the first time next year. The whole shebang, and it's really cool. And okay, cool. It was like something great. Anyway, the one time we were having, I think, a True Love interview at Hard Rock Cafe in Ilovo. It was me and Tukula. No, because I was pushing after the interview. Yeah. So, at Hard Rock Cafe, they play rock music, you know?
Not anymore. Our sound engineer has taken over.
He's the manager now.
He's the manager.
It's piano, one way.
Piano, one way.
Yeah, you're rocking, my man. You're rocking.
Cut is cool.
You're rocking, my man. Yeah, it's amazing. Like, So, that's what it was originally, and I guess it can be anything now.
Sure.
Yeah. And they play the classics, So on comes the final countdown. Yo, boy, this song, I've always just loved. Me too, because I was at the flipping all-white boys' school. I was the only darky there. Yeah. So I knew all the hits, your U2s and so on. So I'm like, I've always thought this is so majestic. And then he says, boy, this vibe, like for Benni, this song. I'm like, yeah.
So now it's playing in your head now.
No. Then it started. I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Jumped into whoever's car we're in. We rushed through to Metal Box here in what's this place? Anyway, that's area there. 44 Stanley, that vibe.
Yes.
You see that tall building there?
Yes.
The second floor? That's where we did all those TKZee songs.
No fucking way!
Yeah.
I gymmed there.
Yeah.
Yo.
The only shit thing is that the student residence was in there then.
Yeah. No pop muse. You have to find your own muse.
Oh wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, so Rash said, listen, I knew exactly the sound I wanted. Do you know what strings I wanted? And I knew they were coming from this machine, not anywhere else. Yeah. Went and set the...
Wait a minute. So on the way there, you've got the song in your head already.
And I knew exactly what I was going to use. Like, it was just sitting. That's why, it's a big mistake for producers to go, they've got these gadgets and they expect the gadgets to make the music for them. And it's
so
like...
You already know the drum bass is here.
And then you use that stuff, it's like a piece of paper. It's like if you're writing something, the idea is here, and then you use that to actually write it down. So that's what these things are supposed to be. Wow. That you basically just use them to document what's in your... You know what I'm saying? Dude, I press record.
Yeah.
Swing.
It's a rap.
20 minutes, like, or something. It was like,
You knew you had something.
No, but then always the most amazing thing is when those guys jump on.
Yeah.
It's like, it's heaven. It's like, because sometimes you'll be doing a beat and you make beats.
Yeah, I make beats. Yeah.
No, like say you've
I
come
buy
up with,
beats.
Say you've come up with a beat. You are a user. Yeah, ne? Yeah, that's like good. Like, say you've just done a beat, ne? And like, okay, you're Bala, okay, that's chorus, and then the verse comes in. Now you start developing your own thing, most like, okay, and then any verse line.
Yes.
So manje, let's say umakesh yang enangada, and when I was okay, I'll sign for you to ngena open the layer. Now my cure in. Angen manje yena against lendo wena because so like
already trapped in that
idea.
Yeah,
so much
yes.
you like, but go make show you like yo.
Oh man.
Yeah, no, it's just so an idea is never. You're asking me about the idea of Shiboba, so it's the concept, you know, because you don't know what's gonna come out.
And collaboration.
Yeah, but then when you've really got that. You know, that link between you and that rhythm going, like, you know, just triggers that thing and then it just flows. I mean, like, then, you know.
So you've got the song, here it is. How come you ended up in Netherlands and not Kabelo with Benni?
No, because I didn't go there to shoot a video. I went there to record his vocal.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I went there to record his vocal. And, you know, just quickly, so the guys basically, you know, gave me what they were thinking around his verse, you know what I'm saying? And then I went over to record him there. But
what was it like the first time you met him? Was he like a superstar?
I was just no, not at all. Like he's always been very, very, very cool, you know.
Yeah.
But because I've heard so much about like how hectic, because and there's Nix and Soka, so in Vangaband, and they making big money. It's like Lana is a different league, you know. It's like and I guess man, he's just a cool guy until I connected with him on that level. You know what I'm saying?
So when you get there, does he pick you up or who picks you up?
No. It was record company stuff because you're with an international, so BMG in Brussels. Right. But I had a terrible experience in connecting. Those days it was Sabina Airlines, which was Brussels based. So it was the cheapest airline. So automatically you land in Brussels, and then I had like 2-hour thing to connect to KLM. I wanted to fly to Amsterdam. The next thing I get picked up, whatever, by this very short. Who's that president? Is it Russia much?
Vladimir.
Putin joined there out to be fun no Putin.
But short.
Putin is short also though.
Yeah, it's like, and I need to teta namu. I has this ngesi. So teta ndinins in landele. Net dreadlocks. I've got like, you know, like all sorts of things, and I was really gonna be away for like 2 days or so.
Yeah.
You know, gifts and posters of TKZee and some packages, you know, for executives and all that stuff. Dude, I walked and the Brussels airport it's like Joe walking through Kempton Park, basically, you know, with all this stuff, and you're just following this guy. And eventually we get to the other side of the airport, Joe, this room that's just full of black people. Like black people that have obviously also been, you know, off the different flights. And it was like, this is where we put them to check them. And in Brussels, dude, who are you going to be complaining to? Yeah. Those guys went through my bag like, they ripped everything apart, and then
and they don't know
who you are.
I missed like 4 flights to Amsterdam.
Ooh.
Like, it was quite something. When you experience it overseas, you're like, so this is not a particular thing to South Africa.
So are you humbled then? It's not your fault anymore.
Yeah, but I guess, traveling is seeing, man, you know?
So when you meet him, how does the vocals come along? Was it his idea?
No, the guys basically jotted. No, like Ukabelo.
Oh yes, he did say.
Yeah, they're giving him some ideas.
Yes.
And I've always just like I just find that so fascinating. You know, like I enjoy a space that I'm not in, and just like how some of the stuff starts making sense to me now. I'm like, that's fucking brilliant, you know.
How did you end up shooting the video? Because you said you weren't there to shoot the video.
No, they organized a crew there to. I'm saying the main thing I went there for
was
to record.
Okay.
Yeah, so they organized Lawrence van Hamburg or something in South Africa who's based in Amsterdam to shoot the video. Yeah.
And the recording, how bad was Benni? Like, how long did it take? His verse when he was recording.
No, it didn't take long. You see, I teach. That's actually my passion, to teach. To get the best out of a performer. Yeah. By applying, especially when. You know, just by applying natural things, and it's not good to do, because people think when they're standing in front of ZWAI, Bala, I'm sure I'm like, no, you use familiar things, just about how you apply your mind.
Yeah, how are the tricks like? How does a studio session with you look like? Because you're a musical genius. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
It depends, Joe. I work damn hard.
And you're professional. You're perfectionist.
Yeah, I have to. So I know what I need.
Yeah.
In order to get the most, especially out of people in the least possible time.
Okay.
You know, and that's got to do with how you interact with them. Like, for instance, when you asked me to produce this album, I was 29.
Whoa.
Okay.
This is brilliant.
And I was like, you must again let's ask me to produce this album. Okay, you know what? Let me not be stupid. I've always known this guy, like, but how much do I actually know about this guy?
Okay.
And fortunately, I just released this album, Still Grazing.
Yeah.
And I thought, let me actually read this thing, you know?
What do you mean read? Like the lyrics?
Like, no, let me actually read the book so I can get to know him.
Oh, the book.
Yeah, because I'm going to be spending a lot of time with an artist. So I don't want to be either make them feel intimidated or disrespect them. And the more I know about them is the more I can relate with them. Because ultimately, it's about being able to tell this person in studio what to do. You know? And that's going to have a lot to do with how comfortable they feel.
That's crazy, man, because I don't even think Kabza reads Msaki's tweets. He doesn't give a fuck.
Nah. He lives in his own head with his own music.
He read a whole book.
Dude. How did the album do with Prayu?
No, it did well. It go through to the first round of the Grammy nominations. I thought, it should be really cool. Wow. I ended up producing it with my friend Goofy.
Oh, Goofy's a genius. Goofy. Yeah, he did Malaika Destiny, right? Yeah, genius, Goofy.
Yes.
Yo.
So,
what do you mean first round of Grammy?
Like there's some board like that sits like, but what you obviously what you see on television and what's announced is the very final.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So there's a whole round before that.
Then there's short lists and short lists and rounds and rounds.
Yeah.
Oh, so you guys didn't make first round?
No, it didn't make that round.
They didn't go through to the short list.
But otherwise, no, it was really cool. Prayuma Segel. So the idea, you know, it's important to you know, to understand what a person is about, so they can really feel comfortable. You know.
Yeah.
And I think a problem with a lot of the youngsters today. Well, actually, even at that time, Nati, especially as Ndwana Zirepai, they write in the studio like, okay, just play that beat again. And they okay, just keep looping. And then what they've just written now, they go and record. And that's what's going to be going on the record, you know? So there's a time for composition, like just where you're actually creating this idea. It's created. The next part is like, now, okay, you know what I'm saying? So you're able to...
Oh, so that's not the way to do it.
Well, I mean, it's just you need to think about these things logically.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like the Beatles would only do an album after they've toured it for 9 months.
Whoa!
And not just like now, if we're writing like a song, a lyric, and you go and record it, so you still, this song comes out, there's a video, you also kind of like trying to learn the lyrics, you know what I'm saying, get to know the song. Once you've started performing those songs, say on your 9th month, dude, you know the show and the song so well that you've got your own way around them. You know what I'm saying? That's the performance you want to record.
Oh. Jeez. But you can't do that right now, hey?
You can.
No, you can't, bro. You
don't.
Because everybody's a producer now. Everybody like...
And you got to drop a song every day.
Every day. Otherwise...
People forget.
20,000 songs drop.
But I'm saying now, that song that you dropped today can be a song that you actually wrote 5 years ago. But you got to really work on it now.
Is that the difference between a classic and a song that's just going to fizzle out?
It's one of the major things, because when something is not honest, you know, it's like it's not the real thing. You know what I'm saying? You just applied what you know, the theory. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everything needs love and affection. How serious are you about this?
How long does that process take you when you're working? Let's say you're working with Saul. How long would that process take?
Which just like working with his vocal.
Yeah. Let's say you're composing the song, you doing the structure.
Or like say to get him to sing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that the sooner he opens up about himself, then I don't give him stuff. Instead, I just use what he has.
So there's no time frame.
Guys, I think with everything, it's not about teaching, but it's about reminding. You know, it's like when they say, geez, now I get it. It's something that was there already, but you, we like things must come from outside. Learn things we know already.
Yeah.
You know?
Let's talk about my favorite song.
Yes.
I want to hear your side of the story. Kaveli told me a crazy story about we really love this place.
Off camera or off camera?
On camera.
On camera.
I was actually telling the story the other day. Yes, but let's hear which one is yours.
No, let's hear it from you.
No. Maybe it was a different story. It was afterwards.
No, he said you guys were high as fuck.
He said it.
What's your problem? No, but I don't think that explains it.
Yes. Okay, explain.
We were high for the very first time ever.
Yeah.
That was, but it was like heaven vibes.
Yeah.
You know, we didn't associate it with, you know, what stigmas have.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
We really love, and that song still bangs today, bro.
Dude, we had a creative block. We had like creative. I was stuck on "We Love This Place" and "Sikelela."
Yeah.
You know, just like, dude, we had been working so hard trying to catch the Halloween thing. So we had that block, man, and
you were like, let's try this, Grandpa.
Yes, I said, let's try this, Grandpa. Very nice.
It's writer's block. You gotta do whatever, man.
Yeah, bro. You need those creative juices flowing.
Yeah. Anyway. You know, we'd always been like, you know. But yeah, no, that night was, people were calling their fathers just to tell them they love them for the first time ever.
Wow.
Hey, Tata. Tata.
But whose idea was it to let's record this, guys?
What?
Like the song, we really love this place.
Okay, these feelings onto a song.
Look. Okay. No. Technically, it was around that time that I needed to ask, because the song that we were doing was, "Here we are, trying not to fall, looking out for each other." Oh God, am I that old? That's live. Okay, Lionel Richie.
Oh, Lionel Richie.
Love Will Conquer All. It's actually an old song. Yeah. So, you know, it's a classic for us, you know.
Yes.
So, Tugolores has these beautiful, you know, like nice ideas of the old OJs, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and then I had to call the publisher around 1 a.m. to say, hey, Peter, man, there's this song, like publishing-wise and rights-wise.
Oh, yes.
You know, what does it all mean? It's like, so is there any way that you can do that thing but without doing that melody? I'm like, yeah, I mean, like, you mean like can I have the chord progression? I mean, surely the chord, because when I hear the chord progression, it says that song. But it says, no, it's just a chord progression you can take, but as long as you write a new melody. So, and I had the Stevie Wonder, and I was just messing with the Stevie Wonder sound, you know,
Yeah.
So that's what I had on the keyboard at the time. So I started playing that. And just like, once through, everyone was like, oh.
Hey, man, I'm getting goosebumps,
Bro,
this
just
is
listening,
crazy.
man.
Yeah, so I think it's, I'm not condoning
Yeah.
drugs or anything
No, of
else,
course.
but there's a lot of noise, man. You know, it's a lot of noise. It's like it's loud.
What, the drugs?
No, this world.
Oh, yes, of course, yes.
You know.
I've never done them, dog. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, but I get you. Sometimes you gotta block things out.
and it's different things, but it's a particular space that you need to be at. Sometimes we bring ourselves back from that space where there is no worry, where there is nothing else but just you.
Just escape, yeah.
You know, just you.
Do you think that's why we get a lot of artists addicted to some kind of,
But you
whether
don't
it's weed or alcohol?
Well, I mean, it's
Or
not
sex.
really. No, but
It
still,
happens.
but still, it boils down to understanding.
Okay.
You know, the more understanding you have, you won't attach things to things. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's your drug of choice? You know what I'm saying? You have a greater understanding, so things happen as they happen. They are not things per se. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm quite shocked that you did drugs, man. Because I thought you were the saint in the group.
Oh wow! Now this guy says I did.
Or
drugs.
tried.
Or tried. So,
experimented or tried.
Look, I would have felt really stupid if I never tried anything.
For real.
I mean,
But you were like the saint. Like, you look like a virgin.
But he did look like he got the least action. In TKZee though, TKZee,
you know,
and I mean we could be wrong though, you know.
Yeah, you know, mind that was once we were at this party and then someone sees me holding a drink, ne? And then I'm going to go. So, Ati, "So you drink?" So uTukulo ati ini sifundisa uya. And I'm sure he shat on me. I don't remember, but I'm sure he's like, and when I food like that. Yeah, but you know, there's also this thing, like, me, I'm serious, Joe. Like,
Yeah.
even about, I remember as far back as like Lebu, Matosa. Like, I was working with her, and like, Snow hanging in the studio. She's like, yo, I've always been so scared of you. Like, I'm like, what do you mean, dude? Like, but then I started hearing more and more of that, and I don't know if maybe it's the Drakensberg thing or.
I think it's how you carried yourself.
But people that know me, they like, if anything, there's nothing serious about you. When I don't take anything seriously. Yeah, it's crazy, yeah?
Yeah,
it's crazy.
wild,
it's
man.
crazy what we build in you know, we, like I was saying, we all create movies.
Yeah.
You know, in our heads. Like, it's like virtual reality, and when like, you were not steering. You know what I'm saying?
True.
And you create all these things to be what you want them to be. So that's why when, you know, there's like, say, especially with Jim, there I am, travel a motor, now abantwana bam, oh, there's my husband, you're your uncle and your mother-in-law, and then you're my husband is like this and like that. And then we figure out, imagine there's a script there for him.
Yeah.
You know? Imagine friends are it's like, that's a script, you can't do your own thing. This movie goes this way. And that's why we get upset. We get upset or disappointed by expectations more than, you know.
Were you guys like a collective back then? Like all the artists, like you mentioned Lebu now. So were you cool with everybody, like Mandoza, all of the guys?
Yeah. There actually wasn't that many of us.
Yeah.
There weren't that many. But yeah, I mean, like it was cool when we met at shows, and you know.
Yeah.
We're all good. I mean, we did a lot of bashes those days.
Yes,
you
street
know.
bashes.
Yeah. So it would either be the Kalawa guys, which were
Kalawa.
You know, could hang
Who was
with,
big at Kalawa at that time?
Bongo Mafini.
Oh yes, Bongo Muffin.
Yeah, I guess that. Yeah, and then BOP at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was a great. I mean, it was cool to see. It was one of our players, the guys that play the trumpets.
Yeah.
The one of the white boys.
Yes.
There's one, yeah.
Yes.
What's his name? Bears, the trombone guy. He was introduced to me by his ex-wife, Ukuli Roberts.
Oh, okay.
So Ukuli she used to be a fashion editor at Drum Magazine, you know. So once I was there for some shoot, and then it's like, now here's my husband. I've been telling you about, you know, Bears. I'm like, shit, do I remember her telling me? It's like, hey, how's it, man? Like, and I hear the English accent. It's like, no, you know, you studied trombone at this whatever Guildhall of Music. I'm like, that's the same vibe, man. I was at the Royal Scottish Academy, you know, like, so like, it's like, you know, and looking for some work outside the orchestra. And then, yeah, man, and then I worked with them on my Christmas album. Then Kabelo used them on his other album where there was a lot of brass and, you know, yeah, very nice. And then he ended up playing with playing at Kalawa for some sessions, and they ended up.
Oh yes.
So then it was BOP, like traveling the world. I mean, the guys going to Miami, and you know, they've done.
But you didn't listen to anyone and be like, "Oh fuck, you know, they're coming with fire, they're coming with heat. What is this?"
No, mtu begas champiza. But because we respected, it's just like I used to look forward, but like, I want to Pumangan, you know. So we also don't want to be disappointed. Are never disappointed? Like Begas paid his coupe, like he didn't need to.
Didn't miss.
He didn't need to make a noise. But I find that though, Machita Sezola, they've got like the true quiet man, like you know, like it's like, you know,
it's in the blood.
Yeah, Joe, and like Mabashaya, Joe, like.
Did you get along with him, dude, or did you guys have beef?
Joe, I was never in those beef things.
Oh, so there was beef.
Yes, I mean, like there was. Yeah, you guys that young, flip.
I remember the Masimbela. I remember that Mashampla and TKZee beef.
But then again, I didn't know about hip hop being on a beef. Yama West Side, Nina Bo 580. So I thought, okay, this is the vibe. I'm not veiling that for my son doing.
Yeah.
Not that I didn't know, but not for my son doing. So I didn't know. Like I only started clubbing at 21. You know. So like. I didn't know maybe this gangster vibe or beef nanani. Otherwise, I was just making music, you know. So yeah, man, no, I didn't have any.
What
beef.
about in the group? Like, did you get along with MacG? Did you get along with Kabelo?
Yeah, I mean, we were first friends. I think that's the difference.
Yes.
Like Zimbinj. I mean, like we just used to laugh all the time.
Wow.
Like it just like, I mean, like when I met Kabelo, because I had joined Sensitivians, they were already there. I mean, I was standing at 8, when they were juniors. So when I got there and I started knowing Kabelo sooner. So did you go, yes, you're one of the funniest people I've ever come.
Yeah.
So Ati, there's that guy. I'm like, man, tukulo, yo. So it's just, you know. So I think that even without the music, that's where it begins.
But how do you navigate between friendship, like you said, because you started as friends, and now you're getting into this business together, because it's a business at the end of the day. Would you like fight before you get on stage? But you still have to perform together. You know?
The show must go on.
The show must go on.
Yeah, but I think we didn't understand business as business should be. So when those things would kick in, they would kick in, and they would kick in the way they do in that with everything that's there. You know what I'm saying? Personality stuff and friendship stuff would be brought up when, depending on what it is that someone wants and how far they will push it.
I heard you were the Beyonce of the crew.
What does that mean?
You were the diva, ne?
What does that mean? What does that mean?
That's the controller of the mood.
Yes.
Like you can't have a studio session without you. They can't record.
Oh, okay.
Like almost the one in control, in charge.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think this place is much better than saying Beyonce. I didn't even know Beyonce did all that shit. Oh, that was what the function was.
But yeah, I think in a sense you were the glue. I think.
No, Joe, I think we all. Okay, now I'm not big on labels.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, look, I mean, dude, I could never do what those guys do. I've never competed with them. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to, and I don't have to. You know what I'm saying? It's not the same thing, and it's just sad that we tend to just do that. Like we force things, compare them when they just are not to be compared. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, no, man, I was blessed to know what I knew. You know what I'm saying? And was also learning a heck of a lot. You know,
at the same time.
At the same time, and I did what I did, and I really believed that we could do this thing. But it cannot expect it to still be the same thing when it's not together.
Yeah.
Together in every way, hey? Yeah. Together in every way. And I think
would you dream about songs? Like have dreams and
Yeah. I mean,
for real.
Yeah, not necessarily TKZee songs, but I mean, not dreams, but like, I mean, I can. Yeah, I mean, like, I guess, yeah, now I create with, like, even full symphony orchestra, so I hear the full production, you know.
That must drive you nuts, bro.
Yeah, that's why I don't think I'm a music listener. You guys were saying, but where's the music? Like, like in my car, or like talk radio.
Yeah.
Like, I can't listen to music. That's actually what I liked about when I smoked weed, you know. It was like it would knock me out of that very analytical, which is the noise.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? To really just enjoying music like everyone else. Yeah, because I can't listen. Because I start working.
Yes.
And you can't turn it off.
Where's a Kabelo? Like, he loves music. Like, he's a music lover. You know, DJs they love music.
Yes,
you know?
yes.
And I remember that. You know, I remember it doesn't come that easily because things become so, you know.
Speaking about music, how did you get from, on that song Fiasco, how did you get from Sizongoba, Ngojehovah to Shake His Spoons?
Legend!
How do we get there?
Yeah, legend goes or whatever. Yeah, Joe. But anyway, let's continue.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
it was one of those.
Yeah. No, man. Whenever I get, dude, that thing is it's as old as like my rap award. Like people still go and like, yeah, you won a rap award. But anyway. So, Sizongoba ngo Jehovah, shake isibuno sakho, umzimba wakho. Sounds fine to me. Yeah. No, but I say, out of everything that God created, one of his masterpieces, Zimbundu.
Man, nigga.
Truth.
Hey.
I mean, in person that is God. but one of the things that make us like feel like, oh, we are alive. It's like God going, Ewe na son. You know what I'm saying?
So were you clapping like famous cheeks back then? Speaking about butts.
Oh, you all famous? Okay. Were we who?
Famous.
Hey, but you guys, some of the terms you use though, like there's this one I heard, smash. I was like, oh my God.
That's an old one.
Dude, that's smash. Apparently, slang.
Apparently, it's normal. I was like, God.
Smash.
The best I've heard, I was like, yeah.
It sounds rough, violent, right?
Smash. Because we respect you. That's why we're saying clapping cheeks.
Yeah.
And you're a musician.
And you deal with claps in the studio, right? Claps.
I never respect that.
Hits. I think he had his fair share, bro.
Of course.
Hey guys, look, I mean, I won't lie to you. Minacho, I was in boarding school since just before I hit puberty, you know. And velem na this time like from when I was like conducting the Sunday school choir with my sister who's a little older than me, her friends, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. About 15-year-old man. Yeah. But it was always that, you know, and then I go and be put in a boarding school.
Yeah. Ish. How did you meet your ex, Mel Bala?
On Studio Mixed.
Oh, yes, because you dabbled in TV.
No, we were. Oh yes, actually, they were actually presenting us with the multi-platinum on the, because it was like,
yeah, she was a host. Yeah,
I mean, like it was your Friday night live of the day, you know, to be on Studio Mix. Yeah, but hey, man, Melanie's son was always on television, and she was Melanie's son.
Oh, bro, she was prime at the time. Like, who's equivalent to Mel now? Oh man, she was like the, and you
no
got
comment.
It.
Yeah, no.
Do you approach her? Do you approach her when you first meet her?
No, not right away. I waited. I waited until I think it's sharp, man. I can breathe. Why do you give me that number? Yeah. Look, I mean, excuse me. For me, like this is like it's the people that we used to look at on TV. I was at school to shows on television.
Yeah.
And I was on some like, whoever gets this is like the luckiest guy, like, and it can be any, like, whoever it's that, you know. So,
but I want to know, like, when you get the number, the first thing you say to her when you call her, what do you say? Because you're not used to making. You're ZWAI Bala. He's just used to.
They come to you.
Yeah.
You know.
Because there's people say this. I've never experienced any of those things. Girls must throw themselves at you.
Ah, no way.
Come on.
No ways. You didn't get a proud stage.
No, it's like interesting but can't it just be different people?
Okay, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Or maybe it was just my experience.
Yeah, it's too easy. Yeah, and I get you.
No, maybe the other guys got all the stuff.
The premiums.
Yeah.
But I'm saying.
Because he's saying the
vintage.
Vintage. Christine, I'm a Christine.
No, you guys are horrible.
You don't remember the first conversation you had with her?
I think I asked her out, eh?
That's it. You just call and say, "Can I go out with you?"
Hey, it was something like that.
Wow. Yeah.
And she says yes.
Well, I don't know. I don't think, no, not right away. I think she went to her friends like, guys, can you believe who called me today? Who? ZWAI? You mean ZWAI of TKZee? Like,
yeah.
You?
The guy with the dreadlocks.
You? And what does he want? Oh, like, and then
the ship said he wants us to
There's that innocent look I just don't trust.
Yeah. So when you got a date eventually, where do you take her? Where do you take Mel Bala, bro?
No, you know, I had the whole vibe, ne? But you know what? More than anything, Lomundu that I used to make her, she turned out to be like the coolest stuff I've ever seen. Oh. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, like some Nando's, you know, like I'll go past Nando's, but it's like, no, you know, for no my chips, no roll.
Oh.
And it was our faga da. Menang busy la bad. I was kind of saying, you see, nanga mafolo la bad, and that's Bambeli. You know what I'm saying? Totally nyam. So it was like, you know, and I think actually, I was thinking about it the other day. That was it really helped me a lot with just humility.
Beautiful.
You know, and handling this, you know, this fame and this noise. Yes, I think I'm smart enough, but I think that really, really, really played a big role. You know, because now I'm like sometimes, and I'm with TKZee Kumbule, like so klanya get kamuganje. You know what I'm saying? And she was always just. It's not there. Some things I just never understood, but it really.
Did you ever make love to Mel while listening to your own songs? Huh? I really love this place.
Hey, my like, Nina Masan.
Because you make love songs.
Nina Masan.
You make love songs. I'll do that. So are you not gonna do that?
Yeah, I'm coming, Stefano, come on. Tubula. Stop. Let me be your number one. It's a fiasco. Need the sound.
Shibova na kuwengena uzwayi. That's funny, man. But how are you guys now? Are you co-parenting? How's that going?
Yeah, man, it's really cool. Yeah, it's really cool. I think. Yeah, man, it's just cool to be just honest and.
How's it like co-parenting? Because so's co-parenting.
Is it?
Well.
Yeah, if you got someone who's mature enough and not trying to weaponize kids to settle scores, it's beautiful. If you want the best for the kid, in my experience, and all parties want the best for the kid, it's beautiful, man.
If you keep it there.
And if you don't smash your baby mama or baby daddy, it works.
Oh, yeah.
Once that gets involved, and then you hurt her, and then now it complicates this whole thing.
Exactly. I remember I'd broken up with my baby mama, but we're back together now.
Okay.
So when it broken up, I dropped off the kid, and I looked at him like, hey.
And I know that feeling. Yeah, you must resist.
And it's late for me. Here I am today.
Back together. Kid number 2. Too late for mom.
Oh, mama. Yeah, mama much like, oh, mama.
Yeah. I want you to take me back, man. How did you fall in love with music? Like, where did it start?
Okay, now that I'm quite spiritual, so now I understand.
Oh, okay.
Okay, things, but this is what I was experiencing. It's just I was just into music. You know, my folks. They used to be my father and my mom met as soloists.
Okay.
You know, singers in the Methodist Church and whatever, adult choirs, and you know, some people that knew my dad, like. I remember Oprah Smart's Ngonyama once saw us in Sandton and we stopped. It was the first time we seen because he's from like our hometown. Always here, yeah, Smart's Ngonyama is from here. So we bumped into him at a shopping mall. I was with my brother Lois, and he says, boys, it's so nice to see you.
Yeah.
I said, no, not to see you, you know. And then he says, you know, you boys can sing, but you'll never sing like your father.
Whoa.
You know, so when you hear that, you like, they say the guy used like like they say a beautiful voice. You know what I mean? Like when they say a beautiful voice.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. So him and my mom met, and they would sing together. Now they always, you know, paired them now with everything, you know, and they were quite something. So when we were born and we were singing, and people would say like, but no wonder, you know, it's both the parents.
But how do you get introduced to music? Because I mean, when you grew up, there was no electricity in the house. So I'm guessing you don't have a radio.
The choirs. So my dad would have a quartet practices, like he had this Negro spiritual. At the house.
Oh.
So why don't you swing down Jerry's Dobby down?
Nigga spirituals,
Yeah, Negro. So you know all those a cappella stuff. And when they divorced, actually, we went and lived with my mom's parents. So, and Utamkulu is a choral composer.
Okay.
So he used to compose. I want to just type like A4. That's when I saw it the first time. So you would write using a pen, and once he's finished the drafting, basically, he can call any one of us. ZWAI, Bulelo, Andile. When you take the bass, you take the soprano, you take, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, and wait. Bring that back. What are you saying? What?
Yeah, like you'd say, I'm somewhere around. It's like, Zwandile. Then he calls my sister, he calls my uncle, you know, my aunt, whatever.
Sure.
Just, he wants to check what is just written. Okay, he says, okay, you take soprano, you take alto.
Wow.
And then he says 3, 4, and then we just sing it. Wow. And like, I didn't realize how dope that was until like I got, you know, to the studies of music and hang with, you know, like with this big music world, that stuff is...
So
it's not common.
How old are you then? Because I mean, you were saying you were reading music.
Yeah,
at what age was this? You reading music scores?
At the age of 7. I was
No
helping,
way.
I was helping choirs. I was helping
scores.
adult choirs at the age of 7.
No way. This is insane.
Hey man, but even like big producers now can't even like read the score.
Of course.
Not.
But guys, it's not something that should be like, you know, I know Tinasya Komelana, when someone has studied music, like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yes.
yeah, music really is, that study of music is the study of music. You know what I'm saying? People go and study what you do naturally. You know what I'm saying? So it's more of an analysis.
True.
You know, and what you don't have is to be able to, so guys will take longer when they don't have the theory. So they're not taught that they know it, they just get...
They feel it.
So
Yeah,
they like, so I remember me, I was already playing some of these things, but I just didn't know what they were called. You know what I'm saying? So it's just to say, now, you remember that thing that you feel, this is what it's called, and it's used, it works best in these scenarios and those scenarios.
True.
So you get what I'm saying? So then you're able to finish what you're doing in a shorter space of time. You know what I'm saying? Because you're applying the right stuff. You're not going through, because, you know, speed is everything.
So you were 11 when you entered Shell Road to Fame, which was like the big thingy then. Like, what were you singing? Were you playing?
No, I was singing with my sister, We Are the World, 1986.
Crazy, man.
And
Jeez, man.
and remember Abigail Kubeka. Dude, I had, listen, in my band, I had Zim Awana, I had Feya Faku, like,
Yo.
I had more prepared Pasha, like, we had a proper band at the age of 11. You know, and entered Shell Road to Fame, we didn't get through. Abigail Kubeka was judging. And then the next year I entered alone, and that was the year that Rebecca came first, and that was when I made it as a finalist at the age of 12.
So you were born into music.
Yeah. So when I met Ringo and them, yeah.
Man, this is wild.
Like, you were a finalist on the national TV, like, talent search, and you're 12. That's probably like the youngest. You probably still hold the record.
Yeah,
for youngest.
So when I hear like guys like, hey, Brazwai, hey, you're a legend. Like I realized why it's taking me so long to like really understand, because I started so young. You know, you're asking me when was the last time I did it. So I was used to being like the youngest in a production. You know, like, you know. Now it's like, no, now you're among the oldest. Like, it's the weirdest thing. Like, me. You're asking me just now, like, when last you do an interview? I think the last interview I did was some studios in Randburg, and you know, the girl that's doing the makeup was like, hey, but why you must be used to this? And I'm like, jeez. It's like, when was the first time you ever did this? And the first time I actually thought about when the first time was? First TV appearance?
Yeah.
1st of April, 1986.
You, I wasn't even born.
Listen,
Yeah, none of us were.
it was a performance and an interview.
Fuck me sideways, bro. What are you, like the black Justin Bieber or something?
It's like Michael Jackson, bro. Like, Michael Jackson was big at the age of like 10
Yeah,
on TV and stuff.
Yeah, so I've never, I mean, like, when you've just lived, this is what I know.
So
Yeah.
you're telling me from 7, because it sounds to me like when I speak to you, you've never actually had the time to chill and just play back all the accomplishments you've had, everything you've done. You just keep moving to the next thing.
Yeah, because I think that's the danger, that we look at everything as an accomplishment that limits you in what else you can do. You know
So when are you
saying?
going to sit back and be like, shit, man, we killed it on that, on
Yeah, it's
Shibo.
nice from time to time, but there's more things to do. There's
more.
important things to do. You know?
So music is all you've known. Unlike us,
But
who at some age wanted to be lawyers or pilots or
I know, Shem, I know, yeah, Shem. I don't even think I would have if I could, because schoolwork was just, the marks to get that stuff. Not that I wanted to, but now it's moved so much for me that it's just music. It's the science. It's more the science of music now. It's about how you can evoke certain emotions using sound, using music. You know what I'm saying? It's about being effective. Like when you're scoring a movie, like a clear picture, but you must be able to bring that emotion there.
And that's what a song like Jerusalem does, where in overseas people are singing and dancing to it, but they don't know what it means, but it makes them feel a certain way.
Yeah. So yeah, man. So it moves. It moves on. But if you keep hanging to, as long as if I can just have a number one here, it's like that is there. You know what I'm saying? There's no measurement to what you do can do, not what you can do necessarily.
Have you ever missed out on a song like that became a hit, that was sent to you and you're like, this is trash?
No. No, but I missed out on a big gig though, and it wasn't my fault. Like I was like, Black Panther.
Oh,
yeah.
What do you mean? No. That's a massive fuck up.
No, it wasn't a fuck up, but it's like, hey, that would have been nice. No, this guy writes to me. He says, "Hi, ZWAI, I'm Ludwig." This was in 2017, I think around October. Actually, my name is Ludwig Watwat Gorensen, and I got your number from Ryan Coogler, who got your number from Trevor Noah. I'm working on Black Panther, and I'm coming to Africa. So Trevor said, I need to get in touch with you.
Wow.
So
shout out to Trevor, man. Fuck.
Yeah, man.
Opening the door, sitting the elevator down.
Yeah.
Shout out to him.
But we met and everything, and
we wish we can send an elevator to our studios though.
Hey, interview. Hey, please, bro. We're waiting. We pressed already the button. We're waiting for it to come down.
We've been trying to get Trevor on for 3 years on the show.
Really? And what's his problem?
He hasn't acknowledged us.
Yeah.
In any way.
It's safer that way. You guys were nice, nah?
Very nice. Not very nice. Very nice and respectful.
So sorry, yeah.
I was like, yes. So, sorry, I don't like talking a lot about myself. Like, I'm very conscious when I do that. So, but the point here is
why is that?
I don't know. I'm just conscious of it. I think I've just been interested in human behavior over the years, and I know that one of the things communication-wise, like people like talking about themselves.
Yes,
so I'd rather use that in order to, not for myself, because I know it. So
got you.
So yeah, so I'm conscious. Yeah, sir. Hook up with this Eric Rotz. He looks just like Jesus, bro. He's like, yeah. And he was with his fiance, sexing, whatever. And so only to find like the woman, the girlfriend plays a violin, and she works a lot, in Hollywood and all those movies. So we end up talking about this. I'm like, hey, I once worked on a session there when I was working on an animation movie, Zambezia, when we went to Hollywood. I worked with the best musicians in the world, like the guys that play for Hans Zimmer.
Oh, Hans Zimmer!
Yeah, so I tell this girl, I'm like, you wouldn't have by any chance been, in the set, worked on Zambezia. She's like, yeah, I was there. So we basically have met before. So so and she was like, yeah, at least now, the guys know that I can do this. I mean, anything, you send me. If you guys are struggling with, I'm here, I can do everything. So the guy goes back and we'll keep in touch. And then he sends me like, ZWAI, here's a part. Can you write a choir part and please get the choir from Africa or whatever? I need about 140 voices, in this piece.
For Black Panther, this.
Yeah, so he sends me this big piece called Grand Rituals, like, and then I'm like, you know what, dude, I'm not gonna get a choir. I'm gonna record all the choir parts of an arrangement, then you can approve whether you like it or not. Then at least I can still change it before I actually hire people to come in and sing it, because I can sing the whole choir for you.
Whoa.
So I sent that, and then anyway there was a bit of a delay somewhere there, in terms of what, but really great. And then after a while, time just went, and then he was, and then he was in London, like, hey, I'm landing here, I'm coming to record, like, to arriving at Abbey Road, like, to go and record the big soundtrack of.
Whoa.
And the guy went on to win an Oscar and a Grammy. Like, it's like... He also, soon after that, he sends me an email, ZWAI, can you please send me the separates, the choir parts of that piece that you had sent? There's a big client I'm trying to, or a big artist I'm trying to get this stuff. Fast forward a year and a half later, get an email from a chick saying, hi, I'm so-and-so, I represent Beyonce, and the work you did with Ludwig, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you do know most that it's been included in the Gift album, right?
Whoa!
Okay.
So you're on Beyonce's album?
Yeah, so there's so it's an interlude, like where
yes.
part of the Lion King. Yeah.
Fuck me.
So
bro, did people know that? Did you know that?
I didn't know.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff you don't know.
You gotta tweet.
You don't want to know some of it.
You gotta tweet more.
Yeah, but I mean, for me, it's really the lesson out of it. People get like, oh, blast! I missed that thing, or I missed that thing, or like, oh shit,
timing.
Dude, don't even call it a thing. It's got. Before you get a degree, it's that experience at university. It's not about that thing that you get. And I think, we miss out on a lot because we're looking at.
Please explain something like that for me, because I look at Lebu M. Right, he's been eating from Lion King since before we were born, man.
Yeah.
How do those deals how do those deals work?
Which deals?
Like the Lion King. And the Beyonce thing you just did now.
Yeah, look. I mean, I write musicals as well, which is something that an interest I had from primary school.
Sure.
I used to sing Phantom of the Opera and all these, big musicals. But because of the sanctions, then.
Mamma Mia.
Yeah, so I knew that a lot of, especially when I did.
You can tell I buy beats, eh?
Don't worry, partner. Don't worry. Just the music.
I don't know. Han Solo, was it? Han Solo?
Hans Zimmer. You don't know Hans Zimmer. You probably enjoy his scores. Hans Solo. You probably enjoy Hans Zimmer scores. You don't know it's him. Incredible, yeah.
Mamma Mia, I know.
Yeah, Mamma Mia, of course. Parktown vendor. Yeah, I grew up in Parktown. You must know Mamma Mia. Yeah.
So because I was singing a lot of the stuff, and especially as a singing student, okay, this is Mistress Mine from the whatever Prince. Yeah, when I was like, these are actually from musicals,
Sure.
So by the time you see the musicals, that the songs, of a lot of these things. And but when Elton John, because Elton John wrote the Lion King, I know Lana, whatever. Yeah, okay. Yeah, but Krang, the bulk of the score was written by Elton John. So Elton John says after that, damn, I wish I knew about musical theater way before this. It's the most grossing, form of part of the business, as far as I'm concerned.
Really?
I mean, the Lion King went over the $20 billion mark a good 6-7 years ago.
Yes.
Dude, the guys wrote that thing once.
And they're still eating.
They wrote it once.
That's what I'm asking. How do those deals work?
Well, dude, it's
royalties.
Yeah.
It's royalties.
And the performance.
And guys, remember that it's the bums on seats alone. It's cash. You know what I'm saying? Askara, you go merchandise. Askara, you go. And when there's other things like, Ben 10's watch or Superman's suit or Young Toller or the head of the line, the other stuff that's associated with it. That's just business all the way.
So a guy like Lebu M probably made more from Broadway than the film.
No,
itself.
He has. I think I stand to be corrected.
Yes.
But if I remember him saying once, he said he has a share in the score because he came up. Yeah, because he came up. Well, I mean, maybe 5%, but
it's a lot.
20 billion.
Like before lockdown. Like if this tonight was still before lockdown, there would be about between 9 and 12 casts around the world going to perform The Lion King.
Yeah.
Every night.
That's
In
money.
some cities, they build a Lion King set. They build, Teatro was that. What's this place here in Monte Casino? Because they'd gotten the license to put up Lion King, but there was no right a venue or theater for it. So they built that theater for the Lion King. Because there are certain standards that have to be maintained. It's like format.
And that's money.
Well, that's why it was meant to stay for just to do a 4-month run. It ended up being 9, 12.
But this goes back to what you were saying in the beginning, that it's not about how many tracks you have out, it's about having the right track. So all you need is just one track, dog.
Just take 10 minutes and just think about it. Stop doing because they're doing. Like, it's like, yeah, hey, and then like, yeah, maybe you can keep it single. Has anybody actually sat down and did the math? Count your time in there as well. You know, and the guarantees, like if someone was to spend money, how would you be able to say, this is your return on investment before you even start? Guys don't have a clue, man. It's just like a daze and just this noise, you know?
Hey, I'm pushing back my EP, man.
Yeah.
Just think about I'd rather do like instead of doing 10 albums selling whatever 2,000 each, I'd rather do 2 albums selling 100,000 each.
Yeah, do it right.
You know, just there was a bit of consideration that went into Halloween. Like it's still there now.
Yeah.
You know,
we're still talking about
like
it.
Bala Brothers, which I did 2006. You know, with my brothers.
Yeah.
1 album, chance. You know, no, to the clients, no, we are still gonna work on more songs.
Yeah. And you're still eating from that album.
Yeah, man. Wow. Do you want to be working? I remember Tina, like every December, hey, so keep finding what December. Hey, it's like, I don't want to do do the emotional. Okay, maybe I'm talking about the emotional investment into an album. It's like, especially when when you respect your work. You know, and then it's up to some guys who did a beat for you, put in so much, they're not even going to be pushing that or whatever, and it's like, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
So how many young people are playing in the space of musical theater? Because that seems like that's where the money's at.
Yeah, but it's not just that. Explore the entire, you can even create your own space. You know, understand what music is and the that's content, like anything, any idea. We just were never taught that. But you now want to go with what we've seen, and it's what we've been shown.
It's what you've been shown.
You know, and the people that are making the dough, they create that for you. They don't even watch it.
This is insane, man.
Wake up. You need to just wake up, man.
Yeah. Who was your parents' favorite?
In
singing and stuff.
Favorite singer?
Yeah.
Just music, musicians.
My
who
parents
listen
from
to
your
love.
from your brothers, from you and your brothers.
All within the family.
Yeah, within the family.
Oh, like children's. What favoritism?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I got a lot of hidings. Yazlan Donulo, so he tells me the other day he never got a hiding. I'm like, how is that possible, dude? I used to get my ass smacked like all the time, bro. My mom gave up on me when I was 13.
It's because you're the eldest.
Yeah, the eldest always.
Hey, can I get a charger? My laptop's died. It's in my bag somewhere. Will you? Oh, here it is. Yeah.
That's why I must go. Yes, one.
So you'd say Luisa was your dad's favorite then?
Yeah, well, I mean, he was really young when Dad passed, so.
Yeah.
But I mean, Luis was, and he looked so much like my dad.
Oh, okay. Yeah, man. Sure. And then how was it when Pello came out of the closet? Like, because you're from a conservative family.
So you understand?
Yeah.
Are you talking?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. What was the question?
No, when your brother came out, how was it in the family? Like, did they take it well? What was the reception like?
I mean, when he supposedly came out to the family?
Yeah.
I don't remember Pello coming, like anything like there was an announcement or anything. I guess a lot of things, you check out there, whatever. You know.
Oh, so there was never like a meeting or anything like that, anything formal?
No. Look, I mean, I raised Upelo.
Sure.
So even from at Drakensberg, like he came up with, did Bala Brothers when he was only 14.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
And made sure he goes to everything that we've ever gone to. The next thing from Drakensberg, you'd come to St. Stithians, stayed at the same hostel that we did, yeah. And and he lived with me, I mean, like until matric,
Yeah.
Then I was making sure that he gets to school and, So I'm sure that's where maybe things may have. I mean, there was always like, hey, you think, but like, dude, like I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Even if it was chicks, I wouldn't give a shit.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Course,
I am. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Yeah.
And
So
it's his life at the end of the day.
yeah. So So like So I guess I mean until I saw. Hey, dude, I was driving to work the one time. That driver, then I see a poll post. ZWAI is homophobic.
Yo. They're talking about you.
I was like, huh?
What?
Anyway, let me get the
article.
The article, yeah. Yeah, it was saying I kicked him out because of like his sexuality, out of the group, out of the what.
Yeah, I remember reading.
Like he had to go home because I was like, and like it took me a while to be like, do I respond to this shit? Like, you know, like,
yo,
what the hell, you know?
Where did they even get that?
Well, it's part. That's how I guess I couldn't really doubt the source because as in using those you know what I'm saying. But I'd done this album for him. You know, like, do you want to do an album? And
sure.
He's a great writer.
Yeah.
Wow.
You guys think Loiso is a writer? That boy is a writer.
If you're a great writer,
you know,
Bala.
like. When I do
Wow.
Wow.
Meet Sol Penduga, that's all for you.
Hey, I know.
Top tier.
Yeah, man. So as I was saying, so great writer. So so there are these songs that he's been using my laptop for, you know, to write. I'm like, when I listen to these things, and he's using the presets and Geov Logic that I have there, and he's using the laptop like microphone. The harmonies. I'm like, whoa, man. And I like the innocence still in it.
Yes.
Akazi too much, and he doesn't want to know too much. It's very important. That stuff can really mess things up. Those who start knowing things, you know what I'm saying? Like, yes. So like in. Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah,
this one who starts knowing too much, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's cool. Like, I like my guest not to. I don't want him in the theory.
You want the rawness.
Because he's got a different feel. I want to check how he feels. Otherwise, everything is gonna start being squared. Because like, so people say, give me 8 there. Give me my 16. It's like, no, motherfucker. Shibobo is 10 bars each sequence. You know, Bona Senza needs 7 bars a sequence. So I call on the bar standard up. Then because we play 8. You know what I'm saying? So what does that end up doing? That's why machines will end up doing what we do.
Sure.
Yeah, because we put it into numbers.
If
you
you're
know?
not careful.
Yeah. So to tell what?
Long story short.
Long
story short. Yeah.
Long story short. Okay. So yeah, so yeah, so I wanted to develop these songs, and they were just like amazing. I got Victor Masondo in there, you know, Joel Klein, and like great musicians, you know, Keegan, and you know, like the songs I really wanted them to live to, you know, what he was doing, mixed, mastered, and everything. And then
so I don't understand. So you didn't kick him out?
No. But after I finished this album, like everything, copies were made, and he says to me, he doesn't want to do this. Like, he's not sure he wants to do this.
Whoa.
You know, listen, guys, it's very important. I've had my chance.
Yeah.
He's got his own life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was like, dude, in case he's also been wanting to, but he was too scared because you never know how long. So I can't say to him, wow, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, dude, I have to respect that you have got your own life. You know? While we are at it, anything else Mhlambe that you want to say now? You know? Bala Brothers? And he said, in fact, I don't want to do it. I'm like, okay, cool. Well then, I get like, you must do you, dude. But then, you know, you know what I'm saying? And do your thing.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So,
Oh, that's all it was.
So he had to go home, and then that's how it was. It was written good Minangim. But now the hectic thing is, it doesn't matter whether I'm in Cape Town or East London, I hang out with people, you know, like Mnansoko and Clegg. Then I went at the end, but you thought you hated gay people.
Oh no, it's a norm. Once you got the tag, you fucked.
That's it.
Even in the grave, they'll write, no. Even if there's no basis, it's just
so. And in the Dwanga.
The only way is if you suck some dick on camera.
Okay.
That's how you get that stigma off.
Yeah. So I mean, the reason for telling the story is just like this is where this thing comes. I've never been involved or brought into anything. Like, nothing has ever been discussed. Marriage, like whatever I hear about, I don't know.
Yeah, what did you think about him marrying Mushendiki?
I don't know anything about that.
So you weren't even there?
You weren't even
No, I wasn't there.
What? You weren't invited?
I didn't know they were getting married.
Oh,
damn.
shit.
Whoa.
So when last did you have a conversation with him? Because it sounds like you guys don't speak at all.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's been a minute, ne?
Yeah.
But it's family, man. You know family.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Yeah, so, man. So, I mean, like, dude, Indo is fun. You were asking about coming out and stuff. Dude, when I say to you, I grew up in the industry.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the real industry. I'm talking about theater, like where this stuff, when I was doing King Africa 1988 here at the Standard Bank Arena, was my first professional gig. Yeah, at Standard Bank Arena. There was like, the guy who wrote the musical was, they would call him, he's queer. It's the first time I was hearing that. But like, from as far back as that.
Yeah. So
and then there's this new generation, whatever. Now just like, it's like,
we've been known.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
And I'm not even going to engage in that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, in those are my fashion. And
I got some question here before you leave that I want to ask you. Favorite song from TKZee?
Yo, it depends. Yeah, maybe Bona Senzane. If I have to pick one.
We really love this band.
Because of the story, man. That's why it's your favorite. I like this one.
I'm actually gonna smoke weed today and listen to that song. I wanna go to that place you're at, man. Sounds lit. What's your favorite song?
Didn't I say?
Bona Senzane, ne?
Yeah,
Which one is that one? I don't know that one.
Wasn't
that big then, eh?
It's just you remember that vibe hits?
Yeah.
Was it a big song?
All I had that vibe also, yeah.
Was it a big song?
It was an okay song.
On Halloween. Didn't have a video or anything. But
Maybe that's why.
Yeah.
That's why. Also, I wanted to ask you, why did you fire Pastor Faleni?
These are your listeners then.
Yeah.
Yes,
These are the listeners.
These are the ones.
Didn't I mention? Sorry, man.
No, I did not fire Pastor.
Who's that?
Pastor whoever. That must be my brother.
Oh, okay.
That
Pastor
must be
Faleni is your
about
brother?
No, that must be about my brother. Because it's his job at the SA at Mhlobo.
All right, and then you answered this. They were asking when are you and your brothers going to perform again. You answered that, ne?
Did I?
Yeah, I think you said.
Yeah, we have been performing.
Yeah, you did. Why didn't the Kwaito era last longer in the late 2000s?
This is Kwaito lasting, man.
Literally, yeah.
This is Kwaito lasting. Like I said, this is where we are. Even if it sounded like Rock Chief, it was what it was. The R&B doesn't sound like R&B of the Anita Bakers.
True. True.
Jonga, unless we leave these labels.
Yeah.
Because must remember that they come up. You first create the music, the sound, and then it only gets a name later. And then now we stick to what is the...
Because things evolve. It's the evolution, what we're seeing with piano, for example.
And that is really, really, really bad for our development. And just like, just being free spiritually. And because that stuff is there, man.
How can artists navigate the industry and its pressure without getting broke?
If they understood that they were in business, number one. If there's expenses and there's liabilities, then there's, there's income. Whether you were creating studios or you were whatever you're doing, it's important to know what you're doing.
Yeah, you're never going to die broke, man.
Because the sad thing is that should Mitch, or even if someone says to me, I want to do this, I want to be, and whatever, I want to be this and that, when I ask all those questions that they don't like, when you serious question, I'm like, dude, I'm saying this stuff because my concern is what if you have that hit? What if you blow up?
No one's ever prepared for that.
And as if you're gonna get into trouble.
Yes.
We got into trouble because we didn't know much about money, and it's when you make that money, or that money flows through your account and you misuse it.
Do you regret the deal you guys signed back then?
Those deals were evil, but hey, they didn't have other deals. I think they were completely. They still are a load of shit, and they still. I cannot believe that they still give people those things. Like, there's so much. Like when they give you, like they say, okay, you're gonna you're gonna start making money from the sales once we've recouped what we've spent on it. But no one ever discloses to you what the budget is. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like something that's just in jail. But whatever you spend, it counts against what they recoup. You know, so it's really just a loaning.
Literally,
it's
a loan.
And it still hasn't changed, does it?
Yeah, and then people still say, sign. It's like,
It sounds cool, I guess.
Names again.
And official.
Labels.
We gotta do away with labels.
We've got to do away with
Literally labels.
We use that against ourselves. It's like everything that comes from out there, and especially when among these are the
only
that you don't even know
that should exist. These ones, they're the only labels that should exist.
This is about Europe.
Those ones.
In his opinion, is it viable for music groups in the current music industry space to still exist?
Anything can exist. It's when we think that it shouldn't because now this is what is in. Listen, Joe, like
labels.
When it was like a man to do an easy song, like no, it's not in your one. Like dude, flipping Brenda Fast just out of the blue does vuvuzela, vulindlela, and it's like it's the most common mchato song, blew up more than anything else ever done. You know, Metro FM, for instance, if I'm not mistaken. Sundays are still the station's biggest
audience,
and they're still playing that R&B.
Yeah.
So when you say but what's in now is my piano, it's in the absence of other stuff. It's just that everyone is producing the same thing because they're thinking the same way. They come up with the same thing, trying to. And why would you want to compete? Why would you not want to do something that's going to stand out?
Sure.
And still catch the same audience that
which is where Summer comes in with Zakes. Because out of nowhere, he just came with Summer.
We're like, created a new space.
If Zakes that been a match it like Ashayama Harmonies, Marabaya Chive, it was still a hot song, it would be hot. So whether it's a group or Young John,
It's like the soil came out of nowhere with no beats a cappella when we've never had an a cappella group.
You cannot contain and put boxes around music. Music to us is not supposed to be these numbers. It's us.
By the way, what happened when you met Soul at Zake's party?
What did he say?
No, I want to hear your side of the story.
I don't know, man. I met a lot of young people.
Yeah, you see, this is what happened. This is exactly what happened. He was like, I saw him. He looks at me there. Then I'm like, yo, man, I'm a huge fan. They're like, don't you do?
Yeah.
That kid. Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
But I was telling Soul, not everybody's in Chile. You can't expect everyone to know him.
Did you really expect me to know him?
Yeah,
no, I
he
didn't.
did. He's like, he watched the Cabello interview. Of course he did.
Hey, you guys.
Me, so like for me, what happened? Like, I'll make an example. Yesterday, I met someone at Senton City, right? Before they had a chance to say, "Son, I went to them. So I'm a huge fan of your work." Yeah. You know what I mean? Then I inbox them, say, "I'm the fan who met you." Whatever. You know. So I subscribe to that. That you just know someone, you see them, you can't just wait for them to come up to you. You know what I mean? So I'm me personally. I'm like that. Like, yo, I'm a huge fan, and I don't care how big I am or whatever. You know. Yeah. So Praswai looked at me, and I'm like, he's a chiller. He's definitely a chiller. You know. And then I went to like, sir, I'm a huge fan. So and that's exactly what I did also. I didn't say, Praswai, you know who I am. You know, like, I'm a huge fan. That's what happened.
No. It was very sweet. No,
I'm a sweet guy.
But funny enough though, I had been checking stuff out, you know, like when you saw by the time, I was like, I didn't know good Solomzi, something. Yes. So it was exciting,
That's crazy.
No,
what would you advise your younger self? People love that question, eh?
They do, because it's after hindsight and all your experiences. If you chat to the younger version of yourself, what advice would you give? I mean, it's a beautiful question. Yeah. After knowing everything you know. You know, a 15-year-old.
The answers, though.
The answers I think, they're pretty much the same.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, I think, dude, at the end of the day, it's about knowing thyself.
Yeah, you see, it's like that bullshit, you see. Yeah.
Shit is like that bullshit. Fucking hell.
Knowing thyself.
See, that bullshit again. See, that bullshit.
Yeah, shit like don't dying south, shit like that. No, yeah, there's a mobile.
But let me not interrupt you before they get mad because they're going to say you never answered it. So, yeah.
Did I not answer it? What was the question?
Know thyself?
Like, yeah. So, ultimately, it's about being comfortable with who you are and knowing you. Like, you have not done anything. You have not done anything to want to feel part of something. Yeah. And a lot of the stuff that makes you panic is because you think that's how you should be behaving. Yeah. And you create this person that there's the real you, and then there's this person who you think you should be based on what you think is going to be impressive and what it's this world of a complete lie. And the closer you come to yourself and Nogoti, ultimately you need to feel good about you. You haven't done anything. You don't need, no sins of yours have to be forgiven. You haven't done shit. There's nothing wrong with you. You are who you are. Even mistakes or whatever, there are mistakes, but dude, if you knew better, you would have done better.
Of course.
I believe all of us are great people. We get up, we mean well. It's circumstances and lack of judgment and stuff that gets us into trouble. You can tell we don't walk into or you don't cause trouble. I have that kind of belief. That's why sometimes these days I don't when I hear someone says, "Hey Mara, black people," because we've embraced that too much.
Oh yeah.
We've embraced that. I don't like that because a lot of how things are, even the way you behave, is not by default. It's by design.
Hi, but SK Kozagar is design.
No. Yeah. Well, give and take. You squattana konje? No, ayivinyana nje. You squattana konje?
Mina.
SK.
Oh, he's a huge Kotao. He's a huge Kotao.
Oh, I missed that one.
Kotana is Carter, man. He hasn't caught on.
But anyway, let's continue.
He's cool. Continue, man.
No, I'll watch the show again. I'll watch the show.
It's caught.
Hey, these Balis have puns, eh? Yeah? These Balis have puns,
that's
man.
One. That's not like my Paputi level. That's a top tier pun. That's top tier pun, man. It's caught.
Yeah.
In closing, man.
Low court.
Yeah. In closing, what do you want to be remembered as? When it's
about me. It's not about what they gonna. You know what I'm saying? Main thing is, I want to leave the world a better place than I found it. Whatever contribution I've had, but for it to be a real ride, and it's just move with the flow. Otherwise, it will be frustrating. So make the most of it, and just like, because they say, "Hey, I remember what riding went to like yo," and then going to lower and like,
But do you have, man? I mean, you guys birthed a whole generation of kids that are like, flourishing right now. Do you ever get have you ever sued anyone for using like your lyrics in their songs? Because they buy TKZee all the time.
Yeah, they pay homage by using
Hey, look,
your lyrics.
I mean, I think I've expressed this to the guys that, for me, that's the most humbling thing.
Oh.
Because that's when you realize this is an impact that you, what you've created, what you're a part of, is like a significant point in the life of a South African.
Literally, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's more than that. It's not just lyrics, because everyone knows it knows, but it's not gonna be. It's not there.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But that's to say that I'm in with it, and you know what? It's not even about the words. It's about what this means.
Oh, beautiful. Love that. Penduka, you got a question?
Yeah, man. SARS, are you done now? Are you sorted with the SARS things? Because at some point you were owing like 3 million to SARS. Yeah, alone. You owe like SARS 3 million. Damn.
Yeah, thank God
It's
for that.
it's still
No, it's over. No, it's over. No,
Bro, he's on Beyonce's album.
out.
What do you mean?
Oh, flip.
guys,
right?
don't get me into shit. Let's move. What's the next question?
Now SARS will be like, hey, really?
Do you have a mic? Because Aya's very big into music, man. I wonder if he has a question.
Yes, definitely, man.
Do you have a mic for
Pagati?
Do you have a question? Because I felt like this was like a musical.
Man, I learned so
lecture.
much. Like,
Oh, okay.
man, Bro.
It's, at one point, like, hey, are you call serious?
Nah,
It was so light. It was
not at all.
super.
No, I don't, man. I'm just taking it in.
Oh, he's a phone call producer. I don't mind him. That's no shit.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, ZWAI. Thank you so much for taking us so much, man.
Legendary,
Really appreciate this, man.
Thank you for having me. And yeah, I think there's always never quite enough time, you know?
Yeah,
we could do this.
No, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully just, more platforms will come out and better ideas, but we need to talk. We need to share.
Exactly.
We've had Kabelo, we've had you now. We gotta get MacG, bro.
Yeah, that's it, man.
You're the only one that can make it happen.
documenting this thing.
You're the only one.
That should I charge for.
Hey! Zakala, man! Hey, podcast with you.
Shout out, man.
Boom. Thank you so much, man. Thank you.
Welcome to Black Excellence. Do not fear, for if you do, just sip on some grandeur. And if you still do, ask ourselves, what would Mapapunzi do? Parama chila, itlesha lefiki. Ungoyiki, even if when they ask you, how sabiini, do not fear. For if you do, just say, Anistivi. This is the medicine of censorship. This is the pill. Which one is that one? Podcast and chill.